as we're set for the Ottawa Fury FC taking on the New York Red Bulls 2 in action. Graham Ivory alongside me, Tyler McDonald. This game was delayed from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, but seems everything is sorted out with the visiting team, and we're ready to get it into some action here, Graham. It should be a great match.
Yeah, and it's a big game for both teams. New York can really add some separation between themselves and Ottawa Fury FC in this hunt for the USL playoff race and could put themselves into a postseason position. Interestingly enough, the last time these two sides met back in June, Ottawa was 6th in the USL standings, New York in 9th. Well, a little bit different now for Ottawa Fury FC, pretty much the same for New York Red Bulls 2. Ottawa does have a game in hand on New York, which will still be maintained through today's match. But this really is do or die for Ottawa this afternoon.
It is, and it has to do with the form as of late. Of course, Julian de Guzman, the new head coach, the form coming in, working with the new head coach, always a struggle. This is his first home match as head coach now. What do you expect of the Fury? There has to be a little bit of an extra motivation now to impress at home.
Yeah, no question. And look, these guys look at the standings. They know their performance. I think they're happy with their overall play in that 3-game road trip, but certainly not happy with some of how the results went. Definitely deserved all 3 points in that midweek or in the weekend game against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. A tough first game in Orlando, and then the game that we had midweek this week, Wednesday the 23rd in Cincinnati. And it was just really an unfortunate opening 45 minutes. 2 goals down at halftime, and then fought their way back, had all the possession, all the opportunity. But when you're down 3-0, that's a really big hole to try and climb out of. But they know, I think they're very motivated going into this game against New York this afternoon with all to be played for.
Well, it's going to be an exciting game. Last games, these two teams played 4-3 and 2-2. Should be goals galore. When we come back, we'll have Graham Ivory alongside AJ Jackie back with the call of this one. This is Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
Not in the lineup tonight at 6'6". Service headed. Oh, it's knocked away by a Lion. The follow-up time made another save on Bourgeois. Neither center back able to get that through. It's Jonathan first. Fantastic from Lion.
2 big saves there from Lion to keep his team in this game.
Spin on the strike, and it gets through the right side. Far post, and somehow Lopez able to keep it out of the back of the net.
A tremendous save there from Lopez. Absolutely brilliant from Eric Lopez. He saw that ball late. He had to wait. Mostakasher did exactly what he was supposed to do. He put that ball on goal.
That sent forward. Herzog, he's going to be all by himself. He slows down, takes the shot. Another big save by Greenwees. But if you're Corey Herzog, why do you take so long to get that shot off? All he has to do is get it to his right foot, right around the 18.
Well played up the left-hand wing. It's Davis. Davis cuts and shoots. Irving makes the save. It's still alive for Illich. He did it again. And it gets all the way out. It was Kiesel Broom who was save of the week last week for a triple save. That's a tremendous double save.
For those who are just joining us, the ball flicked on, and Callum Irving forced to make a save at the outside of that 6-yard box. Good opportunity there for Harrisburg. It looked like Jake Bond who got the last touch on it. It is Bond with the shot and sent out for a corner by Irving with the save. And welcome back inside TD Place. AJ Jakubek and Graham Ivory. A few bugs here in the studio, but nonetheless, Ottawa Fury FC desperate for a win today as they take on New York Red Bulls 2.
Yeah, and the crucial thing for Julian de Guzman's side is he gets to start the exact same starting 11 as he did in that last match. So we're starting to see some consistency in the starting lineup for Ottawa.
Let's have a look at the starting 11 for both sides. It's brought to you by Gabriel's Pizza, Ottawa's bigger, better pizza. Gabriel's Pizza, 310-77-77. And for Ottawa Fury FC, it is the Canadian international Callum goal. You've got a back three of Shane McElhaney, Ramon Martin Del Campo, and Jonathan Barden, and Andre Campbell in midfield with Sergio Minicio, Gerardo Bruna, and Jamar Dixon. It's Carl Howarth, Steven DeSantos, and Cito are the strikers. So, yeah, some continuity there, as you mentioned, for Ottawa Fury.
Yeah, very important. And 10 of the 11 that we saw last Saturday in Tampa Bay against the Rowdies, exact same 11 as we saw start Wednesday evening in Cincinnati. So I think that continuity is key, and I think the big question offensively for Ottawa Fury FC, can Carl Howarth finally break that goose egg? We've seen numerous chances from him in, well, pretty much every match since he returned from injury 12 matches ago. But he is one player that Ottawa really needs to get going offensively.
For New York, they've got Evan Loro in goal, a 4-3-3 formation. The Trinidad and Tobago Youth International, Noah Powder, with Tim Schmall, Jordan Scarlett, and Ethan Cutler at the back. In midfield, David Najum, Andrew Tenari, and Florian Vallot. And up front, it is the Haiti International, Derek Etienne Jr., with Stefano Bonomo, and member of the all-name team in USL, Dilly Duca, rounds out the starting 11 for New York Red Bulls 2. As Red Bulls 2 in possession now, moving left to right in this first half. Their white kits, red shorts, white socks, and red numbers. Fury with the all-red home kits, red shirts, red shorts, red socks, and moving right to left with their white numbers. As here's Carl Howarth now. Oh, good ball through. Dos Santos lays it off. Here's a left-footed drive that is stopped as Cito got all of that, but it was right at the keeper, Laurel, but he's tested here early in the second minute.
Gotta like the movement there. Carl Howarth drawing some attention to the defenders right there, allowing Jamar Dixon to skirt in behind, and a good first touch from Dixon to play it back across the face of goal for Cito at the top of the penalty area. Good save by Evan Loro, who has looked strong against Ottawa Fury FC. He's featured in the previous 2 matches. Of course, we talked about them in the pregame show. Fury FC winning the first one 4-3 in New York. That was back on the 20th of May. And then a 2-2 draw here at TD Place on the 24th of June. That was the match that Jamar Dixon scored the equalizer, set up by Carl Howarth in the 94th minute. Both results in those 2 meetings were decided in stoppage time.
Yeah, if those 2 matches any indication of what we're going to see today, we're going to see some entertaining soccer as Andre Campbell, the Jamaican international, wins a throw here near touchline. Trying to get this in for Dos Santos, but the header by Schmall and goes into the air. Dos Santos goes up for it. Played back into the Ottawa half. Barden comes across and concedes a throw. When you look at the table, both these teams on the outside looking in USL East, as this ball comes in towards Vallot, and he'll win a corner for New York Red Bulls 2. But New York Red Bulls 2, 10th, 31 points, 2 back of Bethlehem. Ottawa 5 back of Bethlehem. Fury have a game in hand on the Steel and New York and St. Louis, who are 11th. 2 games in hand on Pittsburgh, who are 9th. So that's working in their favor, but they need to win these games in hand to get back into a playoff spot. As this delivery comes from the near corner flag, Vallot with a shot that's blocked. It was Tenari with the right-footed outswinger, and it is cleared back to the halfway line. Graham, you've got our Ottawa Fury keys to victory.
3 keys to a Fury FC victory this afternoon, AJ. Key number 1, play like it's the playoffs. Today's game could determine Ottawa's playoff fate, so treat it like it's a winner-go-home type match. Key number 2, keep the tempo high. Ottawa has the experience to play a high-tempo game that suits their abilities and could very well force errors from the opposition. And key number 3, press as a unit. When Fury FC press forward, it must be as a 10-man unit to close those gaps. That supports both their play on offense and defense, as we saw a couple of errors in that game Wednesday night against FC Cincinnati, who did very good at penetrating those spaces between the forwards, the midfield, and the defense. Did a tremendous job of running off the ball.
New York in possession now. It's Cutler. Flicked on towards Vallot as Andre Campbell shepherds this out for an Ottawa throw. The referee today is Juan Marquez. His assistants Marie-Anne Gagnon-Chrétien and Lias Arfa. 4th official is Chris Grabus. 5th minute 0-0 here at TD Place as Ottawa Fury defending here right now. And we want to pass our condolences to Eddie Edward and his family, notably absent from the trip to Florida and then Cincinnati. His father, Fred Edward, passed away, and certainly met Fred a few times. A terrific man. Glad I got the chance to meet him. Certainly raised a fantastic young man in Eddie, and he'll be missed. Our condolences to Eddie and his entire family. Callum Irving just lays it off here for Shane McElhaney. 6-minute 0-0.
Bit of a change in that back three for Ottawa. AJ Jonathan Barden moved over to that left side today, putting Shane McElhaney back to his typical right side of the back three or back four, depending on how Ottawa has lined up in the past. But they've been consistently going with this 3-4-3. Possess the ball very well. We've seen the number of passes that they put together in a game almost double in that 3-game road trip.
New York trying to attack down the left-hand side as it comes now to Derek Etienne Jr. Back to Schmall, halfway line. New York's had the lion's share of possession here in the opening 6.5 minutes. As it comes into the middle, here's Najum. Plays it forward. Here's a shot from 25 yards out that's blocked by Del Campo. And now it's Cutler. This ball intercepted by Jonathan Barden. And it's an Ottawa throw. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by Hurricane Harvey. The USL encourages fans to donate to the American Red Cross. It's 1-800-RED-CROSS, or text the word Harvey to 90999 to make a donation. Should mention as well as Jamar Dixon makes a good run on the right. Dixon with the cross, headed away by Schmall, and this will be an Ottawa corner. Fury players wearing black armbands today to honor Eddie Edwards' father, Fred Edward. Nice touch. So an Ottawa corner here in the 8th minute, and it'll be Gerardo Bruno with a left-footed in-swinger from the far corner flag as Ottawa gets bodies inside the 18-yard box, 2 inside the 6, and 4 other players in there as well as it's delivered towards the back post. Chested down here. Dixon trying to win it. He does win it. Now near the byline. Jamar Dixon towards the corner flag. And this will go out for an Ottawa throw.
Good work by Jamar Dixon to win that second ball, protect the ball, and now set up a throw in here. We've seen Carl Howarth with some very long throws this season.
So Howarth with the long throw here, near touchline. And this is headed clear. Barden goes up for it. It comes back to Campbell and attempts that shot from 30 yards out. And not an easy one on the half volley, and goes out of touch. And a goal kick for New York Red Bulls 2.
Couple of key absences from New York's lineup that we've seen factor into the previous matches. Aaron Basulovic is missing today's match due to suspension. He leads the USL in passes. And of course, Brandon Allen, who we've seen cause all sorts of problems defensively for Ottawa in terms of his scoring ability. He leads the team with 9 goals, but he has been loaned to MLS side Minnesota United. Have a look at the substitutions bench for Red Bulls 2. That's where it really looks scary. You've got Vincent Bezecourt with 6 goals, leads the USL with 8 assists. He's available on the bench. Junior Flemings, Jamaican, 7 goals. He's also available on the bench, as is Zico Lewis, the Bermudan. He has a pair of goals. Stefan Bonomo, who is playing up top for New York this afternoon, has the most of those in that starting 11 with 4 goals. He's scored in 4 straight matches for New York.
So the injured New York Red Bulls 2 player, that is Jordan Scarlett, the Jamaican, walking off towards the touchline gingerly. Just 6 available subs today for New York Red Bulls 2. The backup keeper, Rafael Diaz. You mentioned Bezecourt, Lewis, and Flemings. A couple of defenders in Andrew Lombard and David Abador also available. For Ottawa, it's backup keeper David Palme. You've got Kyle Venter, Aaron Mukangilwa, Onwo Bassi, Azaki Lubiera, Adonijah Reed, and Tucker Hume on the substitutes bench. As Dixon plays this into the air inside the Ottawa half. Red Bulls 2 able to get this down, but DeSantos flicks it back to the center circle. Now a ball just about got in behind the Ottawa defense, and a diving challenge there by Del Campo prevented an opportunity as Campbell has it now on the left. Here's Andre Campbell. Played ahead by Bruna, but Cutler wins it, sends it forward, headed away by McElhaney for Campbell. Cutler intercepts, plays it to space, and Manicio wins that. Barden back to the keeper, Irving. 12th minute, 0-0 here at TD Place.
Good challenge on that last play by Ramon Martin Del Campo. That was the last opportunity. Otherwise, Ottawa could have been in trouble inside their own penalty area. And I think Del Campo, a player who...
Ooh, good ball forward, just can't out of the reach of Andre Campbell. So this will be a throw for New York Red Bulls 2 right by their corner flag on the right.
A couple of errors from Del Campo in each of the last few games that have ended up with goals in the back of their own net. But the young 24-year-old center back for Fury FC has been very strong for them in that back line this season. We haven't seen him miss very much time, save for a few games after they were eliminated from the Canadian Championship in the semifinals. And now set piece coming for Fury FC here to the right of Evan Laurel's goal.
Steven DeSantos winning that. So it'll be in the 14th minute. Howarth and Bruna both looking this over. And it'll be Carl Howarth delivering with the right foot, headed away. And it comes forward for Etienne Jr. Del Campo trying to get it off of him. And Del Campo does win it, plays it to space. On the left, here's Carl Howarth with a cross. And this deflects out for an Ottawa throw.
It's a tough angle for Howarth to have an attempt on goal. Tries to bring it back across the top of the 6-yard box where it's met, and now Howarth to attempt another long throw.
Howarth with the long throw, headed away, but right to Bruno, gives it a go from 22 yards out, and that screams wide of the near post. So good effort from Bruna, but it is a goal kick for New York Red Bulls 2 as we now enter the 15th minute. 0-0 Fury FC and Red Bulls 2. Reminder that Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Quite the sports weekend here in Canada's capital. 2 matches on back-to-back days here at TD Place. The Ottawa Red Blacks beating the BC Lions yesterday as this ball almost gets to Campbell, and forced out here by Jordan Scarlett, who concedes the corner. Red Blacks winning yesterday over BC 31-24. Now this game here today, but Canadian Women's Open, the LPGA Tour, also taking place this weekend, so it's a busy one in Canada's capital. Right now, Sung Hyung Park at -11 the leader. Brooke Henderson, the local girl, 6 back. Corner delivered by Bruna and cleared out, and Benicio has it center circle for Ottawa. They'll just make the safe play and gets it back to Callum Irving about 10 yards beyond his penalty area. Played forward here on the left for Gerardo Bruna to the corner flag. Bruna now to Andre Campbell. Campbell, did this deflect out? It went off Campbell last, so it'll be a goal kick for New York Red Bulls 2.
Good delivery from Gerardo Bruna off a great long ball from Callum Irving. And for Andre Campbell, needed to hit that first time and very quickly with pressure coming goal side. Unable to do so, takes an unfortunate bounce off the Jamaican and out for a goal kick.
A reminder that every Monday, Ottawa's premier soccer show looks at the world of soccer, from local club teams to Ottawa Fury FC to the beautiful game across Europe and around the globe. That's Corner Kicks Mondays at 6 on TSN 1200.
You're bailing on me this week.
It's all good. You can handle it. I can come on and give you a guest appearance and talk about Newcastle's 3-0 win over West Ham yesterday.
Nah, gonna give your boy Mike Watts a call.
Well, he is the man. 17th minute, 0-0. Fury with a throw inside their own half. And it's played by New York back to their keeper, Evan Laurel. Laurel well beyond the 18-yard box, moves it into the air. Deft touch there by Jonathan Barden, but they're saying he held him. And so it is a New York free kick. Red Bulls 2 to take this about 40 yards out. Cutler places the ball, and now it's taken quickly here, headed by Schmall across into the penalty area. Now the shot from Duca is blocked. And good work by Andre Campbell working against Florian Velo to win Ottawa a goal kick. Callum Irving sends it past the halfway line. Schmall heads it center circle for New York. Flicked on by Velo. It comes to the right side for Jamar Dixon. Trying to get away from Derek Etienne Jr. Dixon plays it back all the way to Callum Irving. Wide left for John Barden. Ahead to Campbell. That's read well by Cutler, and Cutler plays it into space. Del Campo wins the header for Ottawa. Now to Bruna. Sends this forward into the New York half. Schmall is back for it to deal with it. Back to the keeper, Laurel. He'll play it into the air. And Red Bulls 2 gain possession. Najum. One touch by Duca. And now Duca gets it back, plays it wide left. Derek Etienne Jr. from 20 yards out, and that shot is right on as Callum Irving in good position and able to just grab that with his hands. It went beyond. The flag is up for offside against New York Red Bulls 2 as Roberto Bruna puts his hand up acknowledging my bad.
Yeah, and that could have been a lot worse, AJ. Just I think caught in the place of two minds, was playing one play ahead of himself before he had possession of the ball. Stefano Bonomo got a little bit too eager to receive that ball and was a couple yards in behind the back line.
Fury push forward on the left side. It's John Barden wide left now for Andre Campbell. 20 yards out. Campbell trying to cut inside, two white shirts in his face, and he will win a throw for Ottawa.
No support there. He had no option but to try and maintain possession and find a way out all by himself. Everyone in red, either not enough movement or running away from him.
So a long throw here from Carl Howarth. And it's flicked on, and here's a left-footed shot, and it is 1-0 Ottawa Fury FC as Steven DeSantos able to finish that with his left foot. His team-leading 6th goal of the season in the 21st minute.
Team leading 6th goal in a 3rd straight game that the big fella has scored for Ottawa Fury FC, and a timely goal at that. Midway through the opening half, and that first goal has always been clutch for Ottawa this season. Flicked on, and DeSantos thunders the left-footed volley right under the bar past Evan Loro to give Ottawa the lead through 21 minutes. Looks like Ramon Martin Del Campo was the last one to get the flick on that throw-in from Carl Howarth.
Well, they've managed to get a few goals that way this season off these long throws. Certainly the game against Rochester comes to mind, the equalizer from Tucker Hume in stoppage time. So a 1-0 advantage, and New York Red Bulls 2 in possession inside their own half. Played wide left. And here's Etienne Jr. Back to Schmall inside the New York half. Schmall to the keeper Loro. One thing I'm hoping to avoid today is New York Red Bulls 2 scoring 2 goals, as we've seen them do on both occasions against Ottawa. It's very confusing to the listener whenever I have to say New York Red Bulls 2-2. But if it has to happen, it has to happen. 23rd minute, 1-0 Ottawa.
11 goals scored in the previous 2 meetings combined between these two sides, and that's goal number 12. Now 23 minutes into the 3rd meeting between the two.
Header won by Del Campo, but they're calling a free kick for New York here. Scarlett will take this just inside the Ottawa half. Cross for his partner in central defense, Schmall. Wide left, the TNT Youth International Powder. Fury looking for a foul on the far side as Minicio went down, and they'll get one here. Howarth fouled. Howarth wants an explanation on why there wasn't a free kick given earlier. Wearing the captain's armband again today for Ottawa Fury.
And Lance Roseboom remains sidelined with a hamstring injury. Did travel with the team on that 3-game road trip, but is yet to be available for selection.
McElhaney takes this free kick. Diagonal ball towards Campbell, headed away. And DeSantos sends it out for a New York throw. Reminder that you can stay up to date with all the latest league news, information, some of the top young talent and rising stars in North American football by visiting uslsoccer.com, or you can follow them on Twitter at USL. Etienne Jr. knocked off the ball here, and Howarth plays it forward towards Cito. Intercepted by Schmall. And it's played wide on the left. Etienne Jr. trying to cut past the defender, and it's sent inside the Ottawa 18-yard box and cleared out for a New York throw.
And then cleared away by Steven DeSantos at the top of his own 6-yard box. So you have to like how much he's drawing back inside his own half. Helping out defensively. We've seen him in the last few games now really coming back deep into the midfield to collect the ball to help lead Ottawa's attack going forward.
New York's won a corner here in the 27th minute. Fury leading 1-0. And it'll be Andrew Tenari with the right-footed in-swinger from the far corner flag. Here's the delivery. Headed away by Steven DeSantos. Goal scorer here today, and New York forced to regroup at the halfway line. Played ahead on the left is Minicio. Going to track down Tenari, wins it, now to Dixon. This ball headed away by Schmall, goes into the New York half. Scarlett back for it, plays it wide on the left. Najum. This ahead on the left side. And Fury win it back through Bruna. Now to Barden. Wide left, Andre Campbell. Ahead towards Howarth. And edge of the 18. Scooped up by Evan Laurel. As New York with possession at the halfway line. Florian Velo battling with Andre Campbell. Stepping up is Del Campo to send it out of touch for a New York throw. Flicked on towards Duca. Now it comes to Najum. And good work there by Jamar Dixon stepping up to win it for Ottawa. Plays this wide right. DeSantos, a collision away from the ball, and Jamar Dixon goes down, and this will be a free kick for Ottawa Fury.
Well, probably a good foul for New York to take, as Dixon would have had some space to run with DeSantos in possession. And the man wearing the captain's armband for Ottawa yet again today, Carl Howard, speaking with Juan Marquez, is probably pleading for a yellow card on the play.
Here's John Barden. Now to Del Campo for Minicio. Najum able to win it away from him. As the ball comes in, oh, what an opportunity. It went right through the 6-yard box, and making his run was Stefano Bonomo, and just couldn't latch onto it as he was in behind the Ottawa defense.
Yeah, and that all came from an Ottawa giveaway in the midfield inside their own half. Need a little bit more zip on those passes when they're coming through the middle like that.
So goal kick for Ottawa Fury. As this takes a bounce inside the New York half, and Cito called for a foul. Red Bulls 2 take it quickly. Del Campo clears it away, and Campbell just couldn't keep it in. It would be a New York throw. Here's Cutler. Right ahead for Duca. Duca caught Andre Campbell going for that ball, and he's called for the foul. Fury with a free kick inside their own half as we approach the half-hour mark of this match at TD Place. Ottawa Fury FC leading 1-0 on a 21st minute goal from Steven Dos Santos. A win for Ottawa would put them ahead of both St. Louis and New York in the table. They'd be level on points with a game in hand and better goal difference than Red Bulls 2. And if they can get the 3 points, they would sit 2 points back of Bethlehem for that last playoff spot. They'd be even in games as Dos Santos gets this forward on the left side. Campbell with a cross. Dos Santos! And the touch just over the bar. And it'll be a goal kick for New York. Another opportunity there for Steven Dos Santos to double this advantage.
Well, a great effort by Steven Dos Santos to go after that loose ball, and the clearing attempt takes a deflection. Looks as though it may go out for a goal kick, but the hustle of Andre Campbell keeps it in play, who delivered a perfect ball to the near post, and Dos Santos, who made an unmarked run towards goal, redirects it just up and over the bar.
32nd minute free kick here for New York inside the Ottawa half.
The big difference with the New York team we've seen this season from the one that won the USL championship last year, who led the league in scoring with 61 goals and conceded the fewest on 21, that plus 40 goal differential, different than the -5 they're sitting at right now. 36 goals for and 41 goals against. That's the 4th most goals conceded across the USL this season.
Here's the delivery on the free kick, and it's headed in for the equalizer here in the 32nd minute. And it's Florian Vallot who got that head to it to make it 1-1 as New York worked that set piece to perfection.
Well, it was a fantastic delivery into the penalty area, just into space, and Vallot pulling free off his mark. And just the slightest of redirects on the header. Callum Irving able to get his left hand to it, but not enough to keep it out of the goal. And Florian Vallot, his 2nd goal of the season, has pulled the game level here in the 33rd minute.
So game on, 1-1. And we expected goals today. Again, given the fact that first 2 meetings between these two were 2-2 and 4-3, and just look at New York, and they've conceded the most goals in USL, 42 now, but that's their 37th goal for, which only the top 3 in the league in Louisville, Charlotte, and Charleston have scored more. So you're always, at least most of the time, going to get a pretty entertaining match with goals at both ends whenever New York Red Bulls 2 are in action. Well, I happened to be watching the fight last night, and when I was checking out the ringside seats, saw a lot of the big celebrities there. I believe Liam Neeson was there. He tends to make a lot of appearances as Cutler makes a run forward 25 yards out for New York, looking to get this across. It's played back for the goal scorer Vallot. He puts it on goal, and that's chested down by the keeper Irving, and they'll move this wide right for Dixon. All of a sudden, who do I see? I couldn't tell. It was there. You had your Mayweather camp on one side, and you had your McGregor camp on the other side. And there in the middle, he might have been supporting one or the other, and maybe I think you have to tune in Monday at 9 o'clock to find out, but there was Mike Watts, ringside, getting splattered by all the blood in the Conor McGregor-Floyd Mayweather fight. So tune in, 9 o'clock Eastern. It's USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. It's every Monday. SiriusXM FC, Channel 85. And of course, SiriusXM FC will also air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. As Fury able to clear this out. New York looking for a penalty, and they weren't getting it. And it will be a free kick for Ottawa Fury FC. I might actually call into the program on Monday. Yep. I said I'd call into your program, which is typically our program. Corner kick, 6 o'clock. But I might have to call in just to see which camp he was in. Like, I'm curious to know.
Ask him if he got comped those seats.
Oh, we know he got comped.
$80K, my goodness.
He's wearing some nice gold chains, too. Fury FC with a throw here in the 36th minute, 1-1 the score. Here's Howarth with a long throw. This, of course, led to Ottawa's first goal, flicked on by Del Campo and finished by Steven DeSantos. Howarth gets this in play again, looking to pick out Del Campo. He does, and DeSantos goes down right at the edge of the 6-yard box. New York able to get it into the hands of Evan Laurel, their keeper.
Well, once again, Del Campo, the first one there for Ottawa to get the flick on the Howarth throw. Saw DeSantos come flying through and just out of the reach of Cito.
Scarlett, halfway line for New York. His pass met by Minicio, goes off him. New York back in possession. Velo now to Najum, 25 yards out. Lays it off on the left. Powder with the cross, and it's cleared away by McElhaney. Dixon goes to ground and wins this one, and it will be an Ottawa throw. Taken quickly towards DeSantos. Trying to turn Scarlett, who gets it to Cutler. Plays it ahead for Najum. Wide left Powder, now Najum. Noah Powder. Moved into the middle, Tanari. He plays it ahead, and it just goes off the foot of Duca and back to the center circle.
You can see how tight New York's lines are. Even that clearing attempt, it doesn't find any space. It just finds a player in white. As they had pressed forward all 10 outfield players inside the Ottawa half.
Cito making a run forward here and trying to send this into the middle, but Schmall with good work defensively and not allowing that to happen. Fury win it back here. It's on the near touchline. Gerardo Bruno, oh, fancy footwork, able to elude two players. Now gets it ahead for Carl Howarth. Howarth, 25 yards out. Lays it off on the right. Here's Dixon with the cross towards DeSantos, and it's headed over the bar for an Ottawa corner. Are they calling a free kick against DeSantos here?
What a turn by Gerardo Bruno to create that opportunity. Who spins off the pressure, finds Carl Howarth, and then Dixon's ball headed over the bar. I'm not too sure if they called a foul. It must have been a foul call inside the penalty area, because it, no question, last hit off a Red Bulls defender.
I think they're calling Steven DeSantos for the foul. So free kick for New York Red Bulls 2 in the 39th minute, 1-1 the score. Headed by McElhaney. And Cito trying to win it there on the far touchline. He does. Cito with a cross. That deflects out for an Ottawa throw. Right near the corner flag on the far touchline. So another long throw here for Ottawa. Carl Howard steps up, looking to pick out Del Campo, but it goes over his head. Schmall leaves it for Laurel, and New York will build up from the back. Ball given away by Scarlett, though. Campbell now ahead for Cito, 25 yards out. Plays it on the right. Carl Howard onto his right foot. He shoots, and that is stopped. Trying to chip the keeper. And Laurel in good position to ensure that didn't happen.
When Howarth was in that position, he had two options. He either need to power that one on goal or try and find the head or the feet of Steven DeSantos, who was making a run down the middle.
Now it's Etienne Jr. as New York counters quickly. Played ahead for Velo, and the flag is up. Offside against New York. Campbell is down for Ottawa. 41st minute, 1-1 the score. And a crucial match for both of these clubs.
New York has a road record of 1 win, 4 draws, 5 losses. Away from MSU Soccer Park and Red Bull Arena, the two places they call home.
The issue for Ottawa right now, I mean, it's the gap in terms of where they are and Bethlehem for sure, but maybe even more of an issue is just the fact that they've got to pass 4 teams, and that's why this game today, where you could pass 2 with the victory, so crucial. As Ottawa's got a long throw from the far touchline. Carl Howarth plays this towards Del Campo, but it is headed away. And booted towards the halfway line. The last man is Campbell. Heads it back, and McElhaney gets a touch, but New York in possession here. Cutler, cool, good ball forward. On the right, here's Velo. He's got the New York goal. Lays it off, but McElhaney in good position for Del Campo. He'll send it into the center circle. Here's Cito. And they're on a free kick for New York here.
Cito ruled that he came back from an offside position.
Well, it certainly didn't look like that from my perspective, but nonetheless, New York in possession as they work it to the byline. The cross dealt with by Callum Irving. 43rd minute, 1-1 here at TD Place. As that ball is in behind Minicio. Here's Velo for New York. Florian Velo. And Minicio does well to get it away, and does even better to keep this in play for Ottawa instead of conceding a throw. But now he gives up possession far too easily. Quick little 1-2 inside the penalty area, but this is Bruna getting into a good spot. His ball deflects out for an Ottawa throw.
That's the 6th or 7th time this half, AJ, where Ottawa's given it away in a dangerous area inside their own half, and simply just because of a breakdown in an outlet pass.
We will have 1 minute of stoppage time. We're on the 44th minute here. A 1-1 draw. And New York, their longest unbeaten run of the season, coming in 2 wins and a draw. Try to extend that to 4. Fury looking for their first win under Julian de Guzman after 2 losses and a draw on the road in Orlando, Tampa Bay, and then Cincinnati midweek. This is their 5th match in 16 days. They get a much needed break midweek. Campbell goes down, referee says play on. Fury hosting St. Louis on Sunday, another one of those teams just ahead of them in the standings.
St. Louis 1 point up on Ottawa. Fury do have a game in hand and a much better goal difference, but it's not just about St. Louis and New York, it's about Pittsburgh and Bethlehem as well. You have to catch all of those teams unless you catch someone higher like Cincinnati or Orlando. There is a 1 minute put up on the board. Campbell to take this throw for Ottawa, just inside the New York half. Towards Cito, who's wrestled the ground. And no doubt about that is Ethan Cutler guilty near touchline. And this will be about 35 yards out on this free kick attempt for Ottawa Fury. Likely the last opportunity of the half. So Bruna getting set to deliver here with his left foot. Plays it forward. Oh, getting ahead to it was the goal scorer for Ottawa, Steven DeSantos, but couldn't put it on target, and it will be a goal kick for New York as we have now played over a minute of stoppage time. We'll hear from Julian de Guzman at halftime. And there is the halftime whistle. With the score, Ottawa Fury FC 1 and New York Red Bulls 2-1. As Fury opened the scoring on a long throw, finished off by Steven DeSantos, and then it was Florian Vallot who got the free kick goal for New York Red Bulls 2, as we hear from Julian de Guzman right now.
With Fury FC head coach Julian de Guzman. Julian, 1-1 after 45 minutes. Just your overall thoughts of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, we know as a staff and as a team we could do much better. You know, we've taken the lead, still haven't had a chance to calm the play down a bit. We need to be a bit more composed when we do possess it. But at the same time, the way we concede a goal, I mean, that's pretty much a cardinal sin. I mean, we've conceded the exact same type of goal against them over there in New York, and you know, we weren't alert on a set piece against us. So it's important that we wake up as soon as possible going into the second half.
And just finally, after such a long road trip to start your coaching duties with Fury FC, how good does it feel to be back home? Yeah, it's great. You know, the atmosphere has been fantastic. You know, this is the perfect setting for a result, and I think you know, the fans deserve something in return. And you know, it's important now in the second half we step it up. Thanks, Julian. Good luck in the second half. Thank you.
So there you hear Julian de Guzman, and you know this is an important match. He was certainly very positive after the first 3 matches on the road, but not too happy with that first goal conceded on the set piece.
Yeah, no question. And it's just those moments where you kind of switch off in games, and he knows the type of goals that they've been giving up this year. And if you look at it statistically, it's about 95% of the goals that Ottawa's conceded this year have been inside the penalty area, and that was another example of it. When you have one player in white running off the mark of 3 players in red and just really a free run, that's a simple touch. That's not a goalkeeping error, that's a defensive error. Simple things that can be fixed, and they're going to have to be, you know, very on point in that second half to claim all 3 points this afternoon in this crucial game.
Coming up next, it's our halftime show. We'll hear on the radio broadcast from Cito. He's our player profile. We'll also have one on the television side as well. What's trending around USL with Tyler McDonald and also Graham Ivory. It'll be Callum Irving who will be the player profile on the television side, and much more. We'll have our halftime stats and highlights as well. 1-1 the score at halftime. This is Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
It is tough. You know, a big thing for me that I always preach is perseverance. When I was younger, I got invited to try out for Team Ontario, you know, when I was 14, 15, 16, but I was cut every single year. And it's easy to quit there, but you know, you have a dream and you want to stick to it. So I, you know, keep working hard. Ended up getting a soccer scholarship after, you know, being rejected by many schools. Ended up getting drafted by Montreal after having a successful career at university, and then being released going on trials at different places. You know, it's a very tough journey. And then luckily enough, I was convinced by Stephen O'Kane and Mark Lapointe to come and play for the PDL team here. They said, look, they're getting an NASL team the following year. This is a good opportunity for you. Come and give it one more shot. And you know, I'm thankful for those guys for convincing me, and I guess it worked out for me in the end. But like I said, the journey and the path to get here is many ups and downs. You're gonna fail, and it's just about your reaction afterwards. I'm playing more like I used to growing up, you know, when it was just like enjoying your football. A lot of credit to Mark DeSantos for giving me a chance and, you know, giving me my first professional contract. I think it was probably Paul Dalglish coming in and, you know, giving me confidence and believing in me, playing me more in a central role that I'm used to, and it's just playing off instincts now. I'm more comfortable in this position that I'm in now, and it seemed to have worked last year, and hopefully I can do some of the same things I did last year, score a few more goals, and, you know, help the team, you know, win a USL championship this year. Another big thing for me is the city itself. It's a beautiful city. It's a very active city. There's always stuff going on. There's always stuff to do. You know, you can drive 20 minutes outside the city and you're in Gatineau Park, and it's stunning. So I just fell in love with the city, fell in love with the organization and the people involved.
Well, welcome to What's Trending, our halftime show here as Ottawa Fury and the New York Red Bulls too are tied at 1 after 45 minutes of play. Graham Ivory alongside me, Tyler McDonald, and well, Graham, it's a first half where Ottawa Fury played well. They got the opening goal by Stephen DeSantos, his third straight game with a goal, and he's been playing outstanding, hasn't he? Yeah, DeSantos has been fantastic. I think one of the better players for Ottawa in this last run, not just the road trip, but the win against Charlotte. Just a different looking player for Ottawa right now. And we saw this a couple of years ago with another big player of a similar stature in Tom Heineman, who did not have a very good first half of the season, but DeSantos really seems to be coming into his own right now. No problem drawing back inside his own half. And when the guy who you brought in to score goals is now scoring goals, that's when results are going your way. He's scored in each of his last 3 games, including the one that he has here this afternoon. And as we have a look at a highlight from earlier in the year that helped Ottawa claim their first ever road win when he scored right from halfway. This guy is known as a prolific scorer in the USL, and that really has been Ottawa's biggest issue all season, is just finding scoring and finding someone to score consistently. And now seeing DeSantos in the form that he's in, scoring a goal in each of his last 3 games at a crucial time in the schedule for Ottawa, this is vitally important to their success. We're also seeing something change when it comes to possession stats, and there you take a look at some of the stats with of Stephen DeSantos and what he's been doing as of late. I mean, 3 straight games with a goal is just something to be, very happy if you're Stephen DeSantos. But something we've seen change is the possession stats when it comes to Fury since Paul Dalglish has been let go, and since we've seen Julian de Guzman come in. That's something that's changed a little bit, hasn't it? Yeah, and look, it's important. And possession isn't everything in a game, but you have to be able to have enough possession to establish yourself, your style of play into the game. Some teams don't need that if you're playing a more direct style, and that's the way that we saw Ottawa play at different parts of the year. Certainly not the way that they've been playing in these last 3, even the last 4 games, going back to that 3-1 win over Charlotte a couple of weeks ago here and again this afternoon, trying to pass their way out of trouble, pass their way from inside their own defensive third, through the midfield and into the attack. That's the way that they need to play to go forward the rest of this season. And something we were mentioning during our midterm gradings is that the passing for Ottawa Fury FC needs to improve. The passing accuracy, the amount of passes given. Again, we've seen that improve since Julian de Guzman has taken in charge of Ottawa Fury FC, and we've seen that more subtle and relaxed play from Fury, creating chances and being more relaxed with what they're trying to do. Look, there's a strong correlation between both of those stats, right? When you have more possession, in all likelihood, there's a heck of a lot more passes. Ottawa has done a lot better, not just in the volume of passes, but the success rate of their passes, because there were many games where we weren't even seeing them get, north of 300 passes in a game. The success rate was under 75, sometimes under 70%. What we've been seeing lately is you're seeing pass rates number of passes over 400 in a game. The pass percentage completion rate is north of 80%. That's the type of thing you need to see in a match so that you can dictate the way that the game flows and dictate the way that you want the game to be played. Well, things continue to change with Ottawa Fury FC as Julian Guzman puts his mark in the head coaching position. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Graham Ivory and AJ Jackback will be on the call for the second half. 1-1 it is after 45 minutes of play. This is Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority. Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
SAFC forward AJ Ajekwa, who was born in the U.S., went to boarding school in Cameroon for a year at the age of 13. The life lessons he learned there helped him overcome once being cut from his high school team to turning soccer into a career.
When I came back to the States is when a couple of my friends told me, oh, try out for the high school team. Went out to the high school tryout and probably lasted about 30 seconds. And the head coach goes, all right, he lines the whole team up and he goes, AJ to the middle. He kicks the ball up and I probably missed it like 3 or 4 times. And then he goes, get out. I didn't make the high school soccer team until my junior year. Being the competitive person I was, just playing basketball and stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this team. So I just kept pushing and working. I mean, like my work ethic is just everything to me. My mom always said, like, hard work, hard work, hard work. You know, if you want to make it in life, if you want to make it in the society, you have to work.
And with that hard work, AJ went on to play collegiately at Chico State, where he realized he wanted to further his soccer career.
So I told my mom, I was like, yo, Mom, I'm gonna finish school, but I wanna go to Europe. She goes, if you buy your ticket, you can go. And next thing you know, I bought a one-way ticket to England, and I was gone. When I was in England, I mean, I tried so many teams. I contacted probably like 4 or 5 teams in like different leagues, trying to get an opportunity. And then Biggleswade United gave me an opportunity to play for their U23 team, which I'm really grateful for. They gave me a call to their first team, and on my debut game, it was an FA Cup match, and I scored 2 goals, and it was just like, my head just went from there. I was like, yes, this is the relief I need.
After a successful season with Biggleswade United, Ajekwa returned home to the States, where he went on trial with LA2 and soon after signed with Orange County. Now, AJ finds himself here in San Antonio.
Going through what I went through just helped me become the person I am today. I'm still growing today, so I still make mistakes, but I'm not the type of person to make the same mistake twice. I'm a better person, I feel like, just being open-minded to a lot of things and being optimistic. Like life as it comes, you grow through what you go through.
And welcome back inside TD Place. AJ Jakubek, Graham Ivory with you as we get set for second half action. The halftime score is Ottawa Fury FC 1, New York Red Bulls 2-1. Let's have a look at our first half stats. They're brought to you by Rico, making information work for Ottawa Fury FC. And the possession certainly favors New York Red Bulls 2, 64.4% to 35.6%. The shots are 7-5 Fury. Ottawa opened the scoring on the goal from Steven DeSantos, but Florian Vallot equalized, and that's where we stand right now in a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, you see the shot 7-5 for Ottawa, and I think that's a lot of what we saw very late in that half as they got a lot of opportunities, and we see the goal for our viewers on television, a great flick from Ramon Martin Del Campo off the throw-in from Carl Howarth, and Steven DeSantos running right down the middle. Left-footed volley puts it under the bar, and a fantastic celebration as they hold up Eddie Edwards' jersey, who is absent from today's match as he's been for the last few with the recent passing of his father, Fred. But you look at the way that New York Red Bulls 2 play throughout the course of this match, AJ, and we see the goal there from Vallot, just able to run off 3 marks inside the penalty area off the free kick to head that one past Callum Irving. But the way that they play the game, they pass their way out of everything. From inside their own half, when they're in trouble, it doesn't matter where they are. It's all about passing and maintaining that possession. They're not afraid to pass back inside their own half as long as they keep possession. And they do have those 2-3 players who can make that penetrating pass through that we've seen them threaten with a few times going forward against Ottawa.
So second half action coming up here shortly at TD Place. What do we need to see a little bit better from an Ottawa perspective?
Yeah, 2 words, killer instinct, and that's at both ends of the pitch. Defensively, they just have to deal with those balls better. They got to win all of those second balls on the clearing attempts and make sure that that first pass going forward has power behind it, has purpose behind it, that they know where it's going and it's not going into space, because there's about 7 or 8 times in that half where they gave the ball away in a dangerous possession with New York going forward on their front foot that could have ended up in the back of the net but didn't. And then inside New York's half, they just have to be clinical in front of goal. And that really has been, you could probably say, the theme for Ottawa throughout the course of this season. And it has not been for lack of effort. It's simply just been a lack of finishing, perhaps a bit of bad luck. But they need to finish in front of goal. And the one player that needs to score in this second half is Carl Howarth, because this is the one player who, if he breaks out of his funk, I think can change the fortune of this team heading into the remaining matches this season.
Should remind you that the first half highlights on television brought to you by Budweiser. So Fury FC moving left to right in this second half with their all-red home kits, red shirts, red shorts, red socks. And with the same 11, Irving in goal, McElhaney, Del Campo, Barden at the back, Campbell, Bruna, Minicio, Dixon in midfield, Howarth, Dos Santos, and Cito up front. For New York, they're white kits with the red numbers, red shorts, and white socks, moving right to left in this second half. In a 4-3-3, Loro the keeper, Powder, Schmall, Scarlett, Cutler at the back, Najim, Tanari, and Vallot in midfield, Etienne Jr., Bonomo, and Duca up front. Del Campo wins a header just beyond the halfway line, played forward towards Andre Campbell. Campbell on the other side of the defender Cutler, but couldn't go anywhere beyond that, and now he's down inside the New York Red Bulls 2 penalty area. And out comes Cedin Pereira to attend to Andre Campbell. While we have this stoppage in play, our thoughts and prayers go out to the people affected by Hurricane Harvey. USL encourages fans to donate to the American Red Cross. It's at 1-800-RED Cross, or you can text the word Harvey to 90999 to make a donation. 58 inches of rain expected in Houston. The picture is just devastating when you look at what's going on with Hurricane Harvey across Texas.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's, you know, this time really every year, hurricane season is upon everybody kind of in that region and up the eastern seaboard, and haven't seen a storm like this in what, well over a decade, I believe. And we wish everyone in those regions well and safety.
So Andre Campbell up and stretching on the touchline.
He kind of got it on both ankles, AJ, because the ball comes down and he kind of rolls one ankle on the ball, and then his planted left foot also kind of goes over on his left ankle. So there's one player you'd be curious to know about the miles run in a match. I think he'd be the one person you'd want to track, because he gets up and down that left side.
Well, nice to see him running along the touchline, and now he's back in play as New York Red Bulls 2 win a free kick here. Now in the 49th minute and a 1-1 draw. Draw isn't the worst scoreline for Ottawa, but this is a team that definitely needs to find wins. SportsClubStats.com, which is one of my favorite websites at this time of year, with teams battling for playoff position. Cito draws a foul. Free kick Ottawa at the halfway line. 5 wins and a draw in 9 matches. That's what it said would give Ottawa a better than 50-50 chance of making the playoffs. So have to find a way to get, I think, at least 16 points in these last 9 matches, and certainly that means beating the teams around you, winning your home matches, and this match today and next Sunday's against St. Louis, the teams directly above Ottawa on the table in 10th and 11th, both very crucial for Ottawa on their playoff hopes.
Well, in 4 games remaining at home at TD Place after today's match, and you look at the opposition in the remaining matches next Sunday, it's St. Louis, currently sitting in 11th spot. And the next 2 weekends they're away in Rochester, who's in 5th, and then they visit Charlotte, who's currently in 2nd, before they are back home at TD Place on the 24th of September to host the Louisville City FC, currently in 1st place. Pair of games at home to start the month of October, the 1st and the 8th against Charleston, who's 3rd, Cincinnati, who's 7th, and they close the season out away in Pittsburgh on the 14th against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who are currently 9th. So they are going to have to fight for their playoffs lives, really, against clubs that are already in a playoff position or at the very least in contention. Only Harrisburg, the only team that they will be facing who currently is below them in the table.
So free kick here for New York. Between the touchline and the 18-yard box. Great delivery, and the header, a free header inside the 6-yard box is missed. What an opportunity there. And wow, Stefano Bonomo is going to have nightmares about that opportunity, as it should be 2-1.
Yeah, he got to run right down the middle. And as you said, AJ, a free header, and it's tough when you have a guy like Tim Schmall in there, the 6'6" center back. All eyes are on him on set pieces like that. And it left a gap. And Stefano Bonomo ran right through, but couldn't find the target.
So Fury fortunate on that occasion, just about a second set piece goal here today for New York Red Bulls 2. DeSantos goes up, and I think he meant to chest it down, and it went below his chest. And oh, here's Red Bulls 2 with an opportunity, and the cross is beyond the man on the left, Velo, as it comes to Etienne. Velo And his ball goes out of touch. Goal kick. Ottawa, really, that should have been another go-ahead goal for New York. Fury really need to shape up here. These last couple of minutes, some major breakdowns defensively.
Yeah, all over the place right now in their defensive third here, and just another breakdown right there. And Stefano Bonomo, just a bit too much weight on that ball, looking for Florian Valot. I'm not sure if he would have had an option to shoot. Of course, Bonomo has scored in 4 straight matches for New York. And has been involved in the last 2 plays, as we now see substitutes starting to warm up for Ottawa Fury FC.
I have to think we'll see Onwo Bassi at some point in the near future as Minicio goes down and wins a free kick for Ottawa.
I wouldn't be surprised to see, well, just at the rate the score is right now, and I think Ottawa trying to look for and needing offense. You're likely to see the likes of Obasi, Hume, and perhaps even Azake Luboyera, who did not make that trip with the club, that 3-game road trip. So he's got fresh legs. Adonijah Reed, he did make the trip. We saw him sub into the matches and has certainly looked sharp, especially since scoring in that 3-1 win 2 weeks ago over Charlotte.
So free kick here for Ottawa in the 54th minute, 1-1 the score. It's just inside the Ottawa half. Martin plays it back to the keeper, Irving. His ball brought down now at the halfway line, Dixon for Minicio. Back to McElhaney. Bruna now to Del Campo. For Barden on the left. Into the middle, Del Campo. Ahead for Sergio Minicio. He's got some space in front of him. Ball trying to pick out Campbell on the left, but that's taken here by Cutler. And he's fouled by Campbell. And looks like Andre Campbell is going to be booked. First player to be booked today gets a yellow card in the 55th minute.
Well, it's been a battle all afternoon between Andre Campbell and Ethan Cutler. I think it was ruled that Campbell's challenge on Cutler was late after he'd already delivered the ball, so Campbell goes into the books.
New York with the free kick, take it inside their own half. And just pushing it across the back 4. Schmall's ball read well by Dixon. Jamar Dixon for Ottawa. Now to Shane McElhaney. Center circle, Bruno, one touch. Trying to spring Dixon on the right, but this is going to go out for a New York throw. Put in play by Powder. Ball forward doesn't get to Etienne. McElhaney plays it back to the Ottawa keeper, Irving. And he gets it to the halfway line for Andre Campbell. Trying to turn Cutler here, and Cutler wins the ball. As Red Bull 2 work up the middle. It's laid off on the right. That ball from Najum to Bonomo, and he couldn't get a shot. Now Scarlett steps up, but Fury win this and look to counter. This ball into space from DeSantos to Andre Campbell running miles. And it will be an Ottawa corner. Scarlett who tracked him down. So Bruna heads over to take this, and there will be a substitution for Ottawa. And first sub to come on is Tucker Hume. And the sub will occur before the corner, and Hume will replace Cito. So on comes the big UNC grad. And certainly his presence to be felt right away on this set piece. Big body inside the 18-yard box for Ottawa Fury. Here's the left-footed outswinger from Bruna. And Hume gets his head to it to Del Campo. Ooh, the keeper ran over his own man, Loro, and Dixon just couldn't get to it as Campbell retains possession and plays it back to his keeper, Callum Irving. 58th minute, 1-1, Irving. Ahead for Carl Howarth. Headed out by Powder for an Ottawa throw. Howarth for DeSantos. Now Barden. Over the head of Andre Campbell and out for a New York throw. Here's Duca. Oh, he gets past two defenders. Good work by Dilly Duca on the right side. Duca has Bonomo in the middle. Stops inside the penalty area. Lays it off back for Valo. He'll leave it, and the shot by Naja was blocked. As McElhaney trying to spring Carl Howard. Schmall comes over, and he'll deal with this to concede an Ottawa throw. McElhaney to get this in play for Fury. Trying to pick out the head of Tucker Hume. Good battle there with Schmall. Comes back to Del Campo. McElhaney for Barden. Now Minicio. Schmall steps up, wins it against Hume. Powder gives up possession though, and Ottawa have it near touchline, short of the halfway line. Dixon, good ball. DeSantos trying to run onto it. He is clearly, in my view, fouled.
Oh, no.
I don't know how they don't call a foul there. And it was edge of the penalty area. Have to look at the replay to see if that was.
No, it wouldn't have been a penalty shot, but it's definitely a card, and it's definitely a foul, and a perfect delivery from Jamar Dixon hitting Steven DeSantos in full flight. You see the bump there, and then again. Oh my goodness, they've missed that one for sure, AJ.
That was a great ball played by Dixon. As DeSantos battles two defenders, and it comes to Howarth. Howarth onto his right foot, and he just couldn't get much on it. Story of his season, unfortunately, for Ottawa Fury, but a couple of chances here in quick succession for Ottawa. Maybe a sign of things to come here in this second half as we've played over an hour. 61st minute, 1-1 the score. Now Duca on the left, Dilly Duca. Little back heel for Powder with the cross. That's cleared away by Del Campo, and the throw conceded by Jamar Dixon. You get the sense there will be more scoring. Don't know which end, might be both ends. What we've seen here, well, in the three meetings between these two, and certainly wide open play early in the second half, even though the goals from DeSantos and Valo came in the first half in this 1-1 draw. New York in possession. In the middle, about 35 yards out. Hume trying to slows his man down, but comes down for Najum. Trying to pick out Duca on the right, and it's headed out for a corner by Andre Campbell. So Andrew Tenari will deliver this from the far corner flag, a right-footed outswinger. Plays it back, now it's lifted into the penalty area towards the back post, but comes to the near touchline. Campbell battling against Scarlett, and Campbell concedes another corner.
Well, Scarlett had two options to play it back to the top of the penalty area. He might have gotten Campbell to bite on those options before turning him, trying to come along the goal line to play one through, but Campbell able to close the gap, and now they threaten again.
Taken short now, played inside the penalty area, and the header, not a lot of power on that on the far side, and easily stopped by Callum Irving. Bonomo with the opportunity. He's had a number of chances in his second half. Ottawa with a throw here just past the halfway line. McElhaney to take this throw. Trying to pick out Tucker Hume. Will chest it across towards DeSantos. Cleared out for another throw. And Howarth comes across. And another opportunity for a long throw. Again, they've scored their goal on a long throw today, and now another big target inside the New York penalty area for Red Bulls 2 to contend with, and Tucker Hume. As it goes towards Del Campo and cleared out. Here's good work from Etienne Jr., and he is fouled. Shirt was pulled. And no doubt about that, a card against Sergio Minicio. So Minicio and Andre Campbell with yellow cards to their name. 65th minute, 1-1. And when Carl Howarth is speaking to the referee, Juan Marquez, probably not talking so much about this one, but where was the card and where was the foul on Steven DeSantos?
Yep.
That's probably that conversation that's taking place right now.
Well, you saw a similar foul in the first half in Jamar Dixon when he was trying to break free, and you saw nothing on that one either.
Schmall inside the New York half. Lifts it in the air towards Bonomo, but it's cleared away. And now Minicio wins it. Good ball forward. As Tucker Hume making his run, but stepping up is Loro to clear it away. Najum for New York. They'll move it ahead now. Diagonal ball on the left toward Etienne Jr. Dixon. Didn't go far with it, and here's Etienne. Oh, good ball towards Velo, and he just couldn't latch onto it. Coming off his line is Callum Irving to dive on it. So it looks like Onwo Bassi is going to be joining the fray here shortly, and expected to replace Sergio Minicio in midfield. And now we've got a yellow card going against Red Bulls 2. in the 67th minute as DeSantos is fouled inside the New York half. Jordan Scarlett picks up the yellow. First New York player to be booked. Barden with a free kick to the edge of the penalty area towards Tucker Hume, and Schmall wins the battle against him. Big Swiss defender. Comes ahead for Velo. Gives it back on the right. Bruna goes after it. Bruna wins it towards Barden and deflects out for an Ottawa throw. And here comes that second substitution now, as Sergio Minicio is replaced by Anwo Bassi in midfield.
Another good performance by Sergio Minicio in that defensive midfield role. Always hard in on the challenge, always square to the ball. But Anwo Bassi will provide some of that flair and offense to Ottawa's midfield with this substitution, and his 6'4" frame doesn't hurt either.
Oh, here's Tucker Hume trying to get on the other side of Schmall, and Schmall clearly pushes him down, and that'll be a free kick in a dangerous spot for Ottawa Fury.
Should have been a yellow card as well, given how they've been given out previously.
So Carl Howarth is going over and pleading his case to the referee Marquez, but Ottawa does have a free kick.
100%. Look, he's in, and it's not even an attempt on the ball.
So free kick here outside the Red Bulls 2 penalty area. 2 yards beyond, and maybe 7 or 8 yards. About halfway between the touch line and the edge of the penalty area. So referee putting down his spray, pushing the one-man wall inside the 18-yard box. Here's the delivery on the free kick from Bruna. It is a good effort from Bruna, but Ottawa unable to get a clear shot on goal. 70th minute, it remains 1-1 as New York looks to counter. Velo with a ball ahead on the right. Duca. Good work by Campbell to take possession, and he clears it for a New York throw. And Dixon will win a throw for Ottawa. Have to think at this stage either Reed or Lubiera will be the third and final sub for Ottawa. Needing a goal in this 1-1 draw. Point useful, but certainly needing probably at least 5 wins in their last 9 to get a win against the team ahead of you in the table and at home as well. And I think just to get that first win out of the way in Julian de Guzman's managerial career would certainly go a long way in helping this team push for a playoff spot with St. Louis here next Sunday at 2 o'clock. McElhaney a throw from the halfway line, trying to pick out Tucker Hume. Knocked away, and Red Bulls 2 will work it into the Ottawa half. The ball goes beyond Barden on the right, and here's a shot from Dilly Duca, and he forces Callum Irving into a nice save in the 72nd minute. Duca has certainly been lively in this second half.
Well, and Callum Irving played the angle well, and diving to his left, making the save, and no rebound at all.
Ball chested down inside the New York half by Ottawa's Andre Campbell. Back to the halfway line for Barton. Ahead to Carl Howarth. Now Tucker Hume. Couldn't lay it off to Campbell on the left. As Ottawa battles forward on the far touchline, Howarth comes now to Bruna, and a free kick is given New York's way. 73rd minute, 1-1.
Should note that while Ottawa has they made 2 substitutions with Hume and Obasi coming into the match, we've yet to see a substitute come in for New York. Diaz, Lewis, Lombardo, Abador, Flemings, and Bezacour, the substitutes available on the bench for Red Bulls 2.
Fury in possession here as they work it forward on the right to Santos. They'll move it back, and it's played wide left by McElhaney for Andre Campbell. Campbell with the ball just to the edge of the penalty area for Hume, headed away. Dixon now for McElhaney. Dixon gets past one defender and couldn't get past the second. Probably needs some support over there, and down on the ground, I think they called him for a handball. It'll be a free kick for New York Red Bulls 2 inside their own half.
I think that's the key word there, AJ, is support, and we've seen that a few times this afternoon, especially on that left side with Andre Campbell getting down that left side closer to the corner flag, between kind of the corner flag and the 18-yard box area, and they just haven't had that option. There's been a few cases this afternoon where the only option is to go back, and they need that penetrating ball going forward. And as much as this game wears on, we might see them forced to go a little bit more direct, trying to find DeSantos and Hume. They certainly will have to contend with the 6'6" frame of Tim Schmall, who's won almost everything in the air so far this afternoon.
Hume fouled here as he chests this down center circle. Fury will take this free kick quickly. McElhaney wide right for Dixon. Now McElhaney. His ball didn't get to Bruna. Back comes Etienne on the counter. Derek Etienne Jr. Edge of the penalty area. Little back heel, Bonomo, and Bonomo has had a tough day in front of goal. That one didn't go anywhere near where he wanted it to go, and it will be a goal kick for Ottawa.
Yeah, I think it was the case there for Stefano Bonomo, that he was caught in a place of two minds.
$66.94 the attendance here today at TD Place. Pretty good, considering that a lot of the city is out at the Hunt Club watching the LPGA tournament, the Canadian Women's Open. Here's a run by Andre Campbell. Campbell, right-footed effort, and that is stopped on the bounce by the keeper, Laurel. (1-1), 76th minute. Here's Etienne for New York, the Haitian. Played it wide, gets it back, now plays it on goal, and Irving able to stop that as he dives and makes another stop. Will we see a late winner here as we're now in the 77th minute? Again, New York with all three of their available subs as Bruna takes possession for Ottawa. Ottawa with one decision left, and DeSantos offside here for Ottawa.
Well, then heading in this final 15-minute frame of the second half and of the match, AJ, you can see a bit of frustration from Ottawa in the last couple of plays going forward. They need to be patient with their build-up. Try and hang on to the ball just a little bit longer. There's a period there to start this second half, but it certainly looked like New York was favored to score the next goal. Then Ottawa had their wave of pressure, and now it seems New York coming here again.
And they're attacking right down the middle. Velo lays it off on the left. Duca with a shot, and good work defensively by Shane McElhaney to block it as it goes out for a New York corner. This will be in the 78th minute. And it'll be Tanari who takes it. Leaves it short for Etienne. There's a couple step overs. Now to Scarlett. Lays it low inside the penalty area. Cleared away by Del Campo. Move back into the middle. Bassi is there for Ottawa. Onwell Bassi glides to safety. Sends it forward towards Campbell. And New York regains possession. Into the middle. Here's Velo. Lays it off. And there it is, the 2-1 goal in the 79th minute. And it is Tanari who finishes it. As Ottawa, some confusion at the back, and Andrew Tanari gives New York Red Bulls 2 the 2-1 lead.
Well, once again, Ottawa having a hard time breaking out of their own half. Obassi's header goes right into the middle of the pitch, doesn't find anyone in red, and Tanari able to get on the receiving end of that ball from below. Gets blocked and then buries the second opportunity past Callum Irving at the back post. And that's the first goal of the season for Tanari. Remains to be seen whether we'll see Velo pick up an assist. He's second on the team with 5 assists so far this season, but Velo has certainly been a key threat in Red Bulls 2 offense here this afternoon.
Way too much room up the middle. Well, we will see our third and final substitution from an Ottawa perspective. Is waiting at the touchline is Azake Lubiera. Steven DeSantos to make way for Lubiera shortly. And now Ottawa just trying to get one back in the last 10 minutes plus stoppage time to earn something from this home tie against New York Red Bulls 2. This will be a Fury throw, and here comes Azake Lubiera, the Ugandan Youth International. Well, from a standings point of view, they've certainly had a number of games. I mean, you look at Orlando City B, FC Cincinnati, New York Red Bulls 2, all very close to them in the standings. And unfortunately, 2 losses in those head-to-head meetings already, and might be a third against New York Red Bulls 2. I mean, that's where you can really separate yourself with those so-called 6-point matches, 6-point swings. And they've all gone against Ottawa so far since Julian de Guzman took over. As Bruna maybe a little too fancy there, and Ottawa forced to build up from the back here in the 82nd minute. Schmall wins a header. And the offside flag up against Etienne. Looks like David Abador is getting ready for New York. McElhaney plays this free kick forward. Small sends it back towards the halfway line. Obasi there for Ottawa. For Bruna. Wide right. Here's Dixon, and goes off Dixon last, and so this will be a New York throw. Bonomo. Headed back by Barden to Irving, and he'll send it back into the New York half. Headed by Scarlett. Flicked on in the middle. Below plays it to space. Here's Etienne Jr. Keeps it in play. Plays it inside the penalty area. And Bruna sends it forward but couldn't get it to Howarth. Now the cross. Chested down to Obasi. We'll move it wide left. Here's Lubiera. Ahead towards Campbell, and the New York defender fell, and Campbell went down as well, and referee does not call a free kick. And Red Bulls 2 work this forward to Derek Etienne Jr. Tanari for Etienne. Powder. Tanari ahead for Etienne. Trying to get past Dixon, he can't. Dixon now to Bruna. McElhaney sends it forward for Hume, but it's knocked away, and Obasi now leads the attack for Ottawa for Lubiera. Wide left Campbell. Now Obasi. Back inside the Ottawa half. Barden wide right. Dixon halfway line. Diagonal ball. Trying to pick out Campbell. It's headed away for an Ottawa throw as we will see the first New York Red Bulls 2 substitution. And David Abador will replace Dilly Duca. So this a defender for a striker. So Duca off and Abador on. '85th minute. 2-1 New York Red Bulls 2 leads. My goal of seeing New York Red Bulls 2.
Not your own fault. You put it out there.
Not seeing that. Not coming to fruition.
You invited that from the universe, AJ.
The universe has bigger issues.
Yes, it does.
86th minute free kick here, and Bruno will attempt to take this quickly, and it deflects out for an Ottawa corner. So Bruno comes across, and Ottawa pushing 7 players inside the 18-yard box. Something to be sorted out inside that 6-yard box as referee speaking with Carl Howarth and Jordan Scarlett. Here's the left-footed in-swinger from Bruna, and it's headed away. Bruna gets it back from Barden with the cross. Takes a deflection, cleared out again, this time for an Ottawa throw. 87th minute. Howarth to take this. And once again, he's taking a long run up for a long throw. How Ottawa scored their opening goal. It's flicked on into the penalty area and headed towards goal, but doesn't trouble the keeper. That was McElhaney who got the last touch, and Loro able to gather it for New York Red Bulls 2. 88th minute, 2-1. Red Bulls 2, and we've got Junior Fleming set to come on for Red Bulls 2. Looks like Derek Etienne Jr. will be replaced by Junior Flemings. So 88th minute, free kick here for Ottawa inside their own half. As it comes back to Bruna. Wide right Dixon. Now to McElhaney. His cross headed away. Obasi plays it back to McElhaney. Now to Barden. Wide right. Cross from Dixon, cleared out. And this ball stays in play right in front of the Ottawa bench, and now it will be an Ottawa throw. Here's Carl Howarth now, beats a defender with the cross, and that's headed away. Chested down, Obasi. Good ball on the left. Lubuyera with a cross, and it's headed back across the face of goal. And now a handball.
Oh, no.
Oh,
oh, what a horrible miss. Horrible miss.
Should have been a penalty in the 90th minute. And back comes New York Red Bulls 2. Here's Below with a shot.
Oh, what a save
by Irving. Comes back, and Irving makes another save. This one off Tanari. And now Fury win the ball. It's Obasi. And Obasi trying to find his way out of danger, and now he's brought down, and it'll be a free kick for Ottawa now in the 90th minute.
Oh,
that's a handball.
That is a handball.
That's just
as clear as you can see them, and I'm not sure how that was missed.
Referee was right there. Well, Fury don't get the decision. And they will try another long throw. No, they'll take it quickly. Howarth, Dixon, now Howarth is, we've got a minimum of 4 minutes to be played of stoppage time here. Can Fury get a late equalizer, much like they did in their previous home tie against New York Red Bulls 2? Howarth, Dixon on the right towards Bruna, and he'll put this over the bar, and it'll be a goal kick for New York Red Bulls 2. Well, that's a big miss by the referee, Juan Marquez. Clear as day from this point of view. As we played a minute of the 4 in stoppage time. Lubuyera, halfway line for Ottawa. Able to beat a couple of defenders. Keeps going, and now he gets a friendly bounce. His ball was behind Howarth though, and it's launched back right to the edge of the 18-yard box where Callum Irving is for Ottawa. Goes towards Campbell, and Campbell the last touch, and that'll go out for a New York throw. And here comes the third and final substitution for New York is Andrew Tenari, the man who scored the go-ahead goal in the 79th minute, comes off, and Zico Lewis, the Bermuda international, replaces him. So both teams have used their 3 subs, and we've got less than 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining, maybe a little bit more after that substitution. Ottawa will attempt a long throw. No, they won't. Howarth in for Barden. They'll send it into the New York penalty area. Small heads it away. Comes back, and McElhaney does well to prevent Zico Lewis from going goal side. McElhaney wide right. Bruna for McElhaney. Plays this into the air. Hume, oh, good ball. Here's Howarth. Knocked away towards Obasi. On Obasi. Working against Velo to the byline. Now with the cross, headed towards goal, stop, and they tie it up in stoppage time. The finish from Ramon Martin Del Campo. And we have got a 2-2 draw at TD Place.
Well, it's not a Ottawa-New York matchup without some dramatics in stoppage time. All previous meetings we've seen the game decided in stoppage time. Why make today any different? Ramon Martin Del Campo with the finish after a great save by Evan Loro off the initial header, but he was helpless there, and Del Campo buries the rebound, and all credit to Ottawa Obasi on all the work to get that delivery into the penalty area.
Well, no shortage of drama whenever these two teams play. Make it 15 goals in 3 matches between Ottawa Fury FC and New York Red Bulls 2. And can Ottawa get a late winner here? It's Howarth with the cross, and that's headed away. Lubuyera now. Azake Lubuyera, and Campbell runs after it far touchline. We've played 4.5 minutes of stoppage time. And now New York attacking. As it comes to Fleming's the shot, and oh, what a save. Getting his fingertips on that one was Callum Irving to stop Junior Flemings as he pushes it back for a New York Red Bulls 2 corner.
Oh, a tremendous save from Callum Irving, and we've seen him make 2 now in the last 5 minutes to save the game for Ottawa.
Here's the delivery on the corner, punched out, and as Irving punches it out, there goes the final whistle. So Ramon Martin Del Campo, I'm not sure if it's the 93rd or the 94th minute, but either way, it's a stoppage time equalizer for Ottawa Fury FC. Entertaining match here today at TD Place, and Ottawa with a draw. Hey, it's not a win, but I think the fact that you don't see a 6-point swing, very important. They'll take the point, and we'll see if Ottawa can build on this and get a win Sunday against St. Louis.
Yeah, no, it's definitely vital that they got that point late in this match, and I think honestly almost fair, because that was a missed penalty call, the handball inside the 18-yard box, no question about it. Call didn't go their way, play comes downfield, and then we say Callum Irving make not one incredible, but 2 incredible saves, and fortunately for Ottawa, through Ramon Martin Del Campo, able to find that equalizer, and it's a clutch point. As you said, not the points they wanted today, but a point that they needed. It keeps them alive in this playoff hunt, and it's all to be played for next Sunday back here at TD Place against St. Louis FC.
Man of the match, well, you got the late equalizer for Ottawa Fury FC, and that's Ramon Martin Del Campo.
Yeah, look, Ramon Martin Del Campo had a great game. We talked about it early in the broadcast about how all 3 games on that road trip, he made an error that led to a goal by the opposition. And I think he made up for those errors in great fashion today. He was very strong defensively for Ottawa. And how can you not give the man of the match to the man who made it a match for Ottawa Fury FC, scoring that stoppage time equalizer?
Next match comes to you a week today at 2 o'clock on Sunday at TD Place as Ottawa Fury FC welcomes St. Louis FC, and that's going to be a big one for sure next Sunday, September the 3rd. All right, that does it for our broadcast here today. On behalf of our entire crew, Tyler McDonald, our producer, Mike Sutherland, and for Graham Ivory, I'm AJ Jakubic. So long. Hope you enjoyed this one today. Final score, Ottawa Fury FC 2, New York Red Bulls 2-2. Yes, I did have to say it one more time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
This copywritten telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.